Hey guys, Happy New Year. I sincerely hope your year is going as amazing as mine is. Honestly, 2022 has just been a very exciting year so far, and I hope it continues that way. Alright, so today I want to talk about placeholding or placeholders, as the case may be. Now, you all know my niche. It's relationships slash gender issues, and anything that has to do with feminism, anything that has to do with genders, anything that has to do with relationships. And I'm a bit of everything, but it circles around gender and equality and relationships and what have you. So today I want to talk about placeholding, and this is something that I discussed very briefly on my Snapchat a while back. And I decided to make a longer video of it and put it on my channel because of the responses I got from both males and females. I talked about it very briefly, but people could relate and people were sharing and people were talking. I was like, oh, okay, so this is not a thing that bothers only me. And apparently a lot of people find themselves in that situation and don't really know how to navigate it. So it tends to become something, like making a mountain out of a molehill. So what is placeholding, or who are placeholders? Now, let me just paint it as a scenario because that will be easier to understand. Let's say you meet somebody. You're a guy or you're a girl, it doesn't matter. Both males and females do this thing. So you meet somebody and you start to have a thing, an undefined thing. It seems like there is something going on there. It seems like there's chemistry. It seems like, oh, you two are mutually interested in each other on the romantic sense of the word now. And you have a thing, but you don't know what that thing is. And you might not necessarily be trying to put a tag on it immediately. You might not necessarily be trying to decipher, oh, is this my man? Is this my woman? Or what are we doing? Are we exclusive? Or are we not exclusive? You're just trying to match the energy, right? You're trying to match the energy you're receiving. Now, in some cases, you might be giving more than you're receiving. Let's say you're putting in more effort, you're giving more attention, you're more enthusiastic than the other person. Then it becomes an issue because it's not balanced. And for any relationship to grow and move forward, the energies have to match. Both parties have to be intentional about wanting the same thing, about moving towards that same goal. So with placeholding, you have a party who is more enthusiastic, who is more interested, who is trying and who is working and who is being intentional, and you have the other party who isn't quite matching the energy, but at the same time they're not withdrawing from the game. If you're competing for something and you don't really want the prize. I mean, you're really not interested in the prize. You might just give up, right? Like, let's say you go to medical school because you were pressured into it by your parents or whatever, and you realize somewhere down the line, look, I'm not interested in this thing. I really don't care about being a doctor. And you drop out. That's how it works, right? You don't waste your time on something that you're not very keen on. But with placeholders, they know they don't really want you, but they also don't want to lose you. They're not ready to commit to you and give you 100%, but they're not also ready to let you go. So they give you a little bit like a worm on a hook to kind of keep your attention, to kind of ensnare you like a fisherman and his hooks, and just to keep you there floating in the water, but they don't necessarily reel you in. So he gives you attention, or she gives you attention today and is aloof the next day. While you are consistent with your attention, you're consistent with your care, you're consistent with your everything, your vibe and your energy towards this person. But this person is hot and cold, one leg in, one leg out. Today it appears, oh, he's so nice, he really likes me, he's so sweet. And tomorrow is like, you can't place it. And this will make you become so confused because the good days are there where you feel like this person really wants me, this person likes me, this person said something sweet. And you start to think, you start to hope. And so you keep waiting. You keep staying there. Meanwhile, he's getting your attention, he's getting your time, probably your body, he's getting a lot from you, or she is getting a lot from you, but she's not giving you back the same things. You're not getting back what you're giving, but you keep giving because you're seeing those tiny little green lights. You're seeing those tiny little minute attention, and you're like, okay, there's hope. Maybe he's just slower than I am. Maybe she's just slower than I am. Let me be patient. And you're wasting your time. Because this person knows for a fact that they don't want you. They don't want an exclusive relationship with you. They don't want you as your girlfriend, as their boyfriend, as your fiancé, as their whatever. They just like the idea of you. They like the attention you're giving them. They like the time you dedicate to them, and they don't want to lose that. So they give you a little bit of the crumbs, just throw you some crumbs like you're a pigeon, and you keep coming back. And meanwhile, they're not really losing anything, they're just gaining. They're not giving you their vulnerability, they're just taking from you. And you don't realize it because you're trying not to whine, you're trying not to nag, you're trying not to rush things, you're being the bigger person. But meanwhile, you're giving a lot of yourself and you're getting nothing in return. Now, these placeholders can have several other people on the side, and you can't say anything because you two never had an exclusivity discussion. You two never sat down and discussed, look, I want you and I want just you. I want to be with you alone. Can we be exclusive? You two never had the what are we conversation. Okay, look, we've been together for a while. We've been dating. We've been seeing how it goes casually. Can we commit to each other? Can we have a relationship? Can you be my man? Can you be my girl? That conversation has never happened. And so whatever he does on the side, or whatever she does on the side with whomever else that isn't you, you don't really have the right to be upset. I mean, you can be upset, that's your business, but you don't really have the right to, accuse or confront, because we never said we're exclusive. And that's what a placeholder will hit you with. If you ever get jealous to the point where you can't keep it in anymore, and you walk up to this your placeholder person and you're like, look, why are you talking to this other person? Why are you talking to that other person? Why are you blah, blah, blah? The person's going to tell you, but sweetie, we never said we were exclusive. And that's the truth, because they never say it. They never say, let's be exclusive. They never say, I'm all yours. They're very careful with their words. They're very careful with their actions too. They try to be a bit aloof so you don't be thinking, oh, we're exclusive. And they try to be a bit nice so you don't be thinking, oh, he doesn't care at all. Let me just go. So they keep you in on tenterhooks. And you're there just dangling in, like, you're like in how do you call it, in limbo. You're like in limbo because you're not here, neither are you there. You're not alive, you're not dead. You kind of just, is this gonna happen, is this not gonna happen? They just keep you hanging. When you see the signs, it's up to you to walk away, because these are time wasters. These are placeholders, just holding you in place for, you're like option B or option C. And they're waiting for option A. And so they're just keeping you as entertainment, as momentary entertainment, while they wait for who fits into their option A. And if they find who fits into their option A, then they drop you. And you're like, oh my God, you didn't see it coming. But you've seen all the red flags. You've seen the lack of attention. You've seen the hot and cold. You've seen the lack of emotional. Placeholders do not invest their emotions because they don't want to get hurt. They just want to play around. They don't invest their emotions. When you try to have deep conversations with them, they're always on the shallow end. They're always on the surface. They talk about surface things. They don't want to talk about deep things with you because y'all not in that vibe. Y'all not in that zone. You're just an entertainment. You're, oh, okay, I'm bored, shit. I don't have my dream girl. Okay, you might as well just hang around. That's the bracket you fit into. And it's the onus is left to you to extricate yourself from that situation. You have to pull yourself from that situation and be like, look, I choose myself. I choose to love myself. I mean, I've given you a bit of time. By now, you know if you want me or not. And if you've not made the decision to have this conversation with me to say you want me, then it's obvious that you don't. So I'm gonna leave. You need to choose yourself. This is not about being petty. It's not about it's about just choosing yourself. You can't give somebody repeatedly, consecutively, consistently, not getting it back and stay. It's stupidity. When you get hurt, you have nobody but yourself to blame. So when you see the signs of a placeholder, and these are the signs. First of all, a placeholder is going to give you a little bit, but not too much. If you're given 10, a placeholder is going to be giving you 3, not even 5. But the 3 they give you is going to be so these are manipulators. Now, everybody can be a manipulator. I can manipulate. As long as you have some brain cells, you can manipulate. The thing is, the strength of your character, or the moral etiquette you have, is what is going to stop you from manipulating people. But anybody that is smart can manipulate. And these placeholders, they know what they're doing. So they're very careful with their words. You see them choose their words. You see them and pick this, very careful with how they behave around you. So there is nothing you can point back and say, but you said this, you talked about our future. They never talk about the future with you. They don't want you to misconstrue anything. They want to always be on the side of, okay, but I never said anything to her. They want to be able to act the victim. I never said we're exclusive. I thought we're just chilling. I didn't know she was thinking all this, but they know. They know you're crazy about them. They know you want them. And they don't want to let you go and meet somebody else who might match your energy, because they're enjoying the attention you're giving them. So they give you 3 while you're giving 10. That's a placeholder. A placeholder is going to never want to have deep emotional conversations with you. If you talk about your day or things that went wrong or your fears of the future or your trauma from the past, they're going to just give you like, ah, shit, man, that's life. Shit happens. They're not going to sit down and listen. They're not going to sit down and contribute. They're not going to share. They're not going to be vulnerable with you. They're not going to accept your vulnerability. They're just going to brush it off like, you'll be fine, Jerry. You know, no depth. That's a placeholder. A placeholder will tell you something like, look, yeah, I'm not comfortable with you seeing other people. So you're exclusive to them in a way. So you're faithful to them. And this boosts their ego. Ah, shit, she really wants me. I'm not even doing much, but look at her being all loyal. And they tell you shit like, yeah, makes me uncomfortable. I see other people. And you're like, oh, he must care. No, he doesn't. He just cares about himself. About keeping you to himself. He's territorial. And women do this too. They just want you there, the attention, maybe the money or the gift or whatever it is you're doing for them that is what they like. But they don't necessarily see themselves with you. They're waiting for the perfect one. And so they're posting you, but they're giving you crumbs of attention here and there to give you hope. That's a placeholder. Now, it's up to you to look at the signs and know that, okay, I've given a month to this. I've shared all of myself. I've been honest. I've been dedicated. I've been consistent. There really isn't anything else I could have done that I have not done. So if this person was going to want me by now, they would have. So if they don't, that means I'm not the right fit for them. And that's okay. You take your hurt, you take your disappointment, and you move on. You don't try to force things. You don't try to use ego and be like, yo, nobody has ever rejected me. Everybody wants me. Who is he to think? Who is she to think? Okay, I'm going to... And then you start manipulating and playing mind games, and it becomes toxic. And you end up hurt. Your self-respect diminishes. Your self-esteem diminishes. And you're still at the losing end. So you need to know the signs. And you need to be strong enough to choose yourself always. To love yourself always. So that nobody is giving you crumbs and you're managing it and accepting it and hoping for better. Come on now. So this is just what I want to talk about. It's very common. You see people do it a lot. Somebody tried to do it to me and I was just like, with all of my brain cells, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a genius or anything, but I'm not stupid either. And I have such high self-esteem that I'm not going to sit around and let somebody do that to me. So the minute I saw the signs, I was like, oh. And then I began to put in steps to cut myself, to extricate myself from that situation, to excise that bloody tumor. Because otherwise I'm losing myself, and that's how you begin to lose your pride. And so when I realized that 1-2 months, I made sure I got rid of that shit quick. Like I did it ASAP. And I had peace because it's not their fault. They don't have to like you just because you like them. But you shouldn't let them keep you on a placeholder position. You shouldn't let them keep you on the, okay, just be there when I want you, but when I don't want you, be scarce. Never let anybody do that to you. Man, woman, whomever, whatever their status, whatever, I don't care how they look like, never let anybody do that to you, because nobody is worth that. You need to love yourself, you need to appreciate yourself, and you need to know when to move on. You need to know when to extricate yourself from situations that are not healthy, that are not profitable. The energy that you're not receiving, you deserve to receive. So choose yourself, okay? And these placeholders will keep taking if you keep giving. So you have to be the one to decide to give. They're not going to sit down and tell you, look, just you need to walk away. I'm not really interested. Those are the good men who tell you, look, I'm not really interested. I don't want to waste your time. Placeholders are just, they like what they like and they're getting what they're getting and they're doing it without really doing anything wrong. So you can't really blame them. Do you understand? So it's manipulative. You have to be the one to use your number 6 and be like, okay, enough of this, I'm out. Till next time, I love you. Do subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to share. And if you have anything like comments or questions, put it in the comment section. Feel free to disagree with me as always. Have a nice day.